Hi everyone, this is Jessica coming at you with a 100% achievement guide and walkthrough for Planet of Lana 2, Children of the Leaf. You jump straight in here. I'm going to show you how to get all 25 achievements in this game. It's pretty much the same as the last game with a few tweaks here and there in terms of the mechanics, but overall very good and enjoyable game. We're going to kick it off in Chapter 1, which is Secrets. It's worth noting that there is a chapter select later if you miss any of the collectibles or opportunities to pet Mui along the way. There are 12 achievements that are not linked to story progression, so we'll be showing you how to get all of those along the way. So they're primarily linked around collectibles and when to pet Mui. Game mechanics are very similar to last time if you played the original. Holding down right trigger will allow you to run and jump. So in this section we're pretty much just going to head right, and heading right is a common theme in this game. So I'll be talking you through that and how we're going to get through all the different puzzles and everything along the way. Full spoiler warning in effect from this point onwards because I will show every cutscene in the game. So at this point in time, just follow the instructions on the screen and keep going right until you reach a friend. Okay, so for this part here, we want to hold down the left trigger and crouch in the grass. We're playing red light, green light with the kid. We just want to make sure that they're not looking at us and we're hiding down the grass at the appropriate time. And once you've completed all 3 jumps between the long grass, walk up to the kid and that will end the little mini game. If you fail it, it will just restart over and it will keep repeating until you beat it. So hold down the left trigger, move between the grass, and then sneak up on the kid eventually. Once you've done that, continue on to the right. So as you come into this section, we're going to go left this time. You'll have to slide down the specific ramp that is just here in front of you, and we're going to come up across one of our first kind of puzzles in the game. So once we're reunited with our friend, we'll kick that off. So from here, we want to jump up onto the yellow markers on the wall, follow the instructions to wall jump upwards, and we want to climb all the way to the top. We're after the blue switch that is just underneath that little gap. So in case you haven't noticed, running and pressing left trigger will cause you to slide. Throw the switch and it's going to make a safe passage for the kid to cross over, and the doorway on your left is going to open up. As you come into this room, we want to swing across to the wall on the other side, drop down, and then we're going to make our way to the bottom of this area. And you want to stand by the 2-pronged thing with moss hanging all over it. Drag that to the left, and then we need to wait for the kid to catch up with us. Right, once the kid is on the platform, we just need to drag that to the right, and then you need to climb up on the right hand side on the yellow icon and exit to the right of the screen. Okay, so here we're introduced to the swim mechanic of the game. You hold down on the left stick and you will dive underneath the water. Tapping A will cause you to do a quick stroke, which makes you a bit quicker. We want to swim through this gap that is in this pipe, and you can surface from air here. You will drown if you're under the water for too long. You're not unfortunately invincible in this game. At this stage, we just want the kid to come out of the pipe and stand by the door. Swim down back into the water, and you want to follow the pathway across until you see a button directly in front of you. Press that button and that is going to cause the door above you to open up and surface for air, but the door is now going to close you in. So now we need to swim down to the bottom right hand side and we can press X to open the door. But swim down to the bottom right hand side, you're going to find a wooden crate. That wooden crate, you want to press X, you'll pick it up and you want to move it up and you want to place it underneath the door, and that is going to help us to jam the door in a halfway position so we can get through both at the top and the bottom. Quickly just resurface for some fresh air. So next up you need to press the button like I did there on the screen. You can do it earlier or later, but that's going to cause it to get stuck on the gate. Swim around and you want to go back up to the kid. Continue on to the right. And once you've continued on to the right, you're going to want to climb your way up to the top of that area. Once you're up, make your way to the right hand side and we want to grab hold of the rope and we want to make our way down to the very bottom. And you can do that by pressing A, will cause you to fall quicker, but be conscious that you can die from falling. In this section we've got a creature to deal with and they are scared of light. So we want to jump up on the ledge that is above. Throw the switch to the left, that's going to cause the creature to run to the left hand side of the screen. And then turn the light back on, and that's going to prevent it from moving over to the right. Drop down and go right. And then climb up when you can. And you're going to encounter another one of the night light fearing creatures. Jump to the ledge with your friend. And then we want to jump to the rope and then swing at the end of the rope and jump to get further along. So aim for the light, swing, jump, roll if you need to, and then run. And then we want to climb up. Here we want to go over to the lever and we want to pull that to the right. And then we want to climb up on the ledge that the rope is hanging off of. So jump up, make your way all the way across the other side and drop down next to your friend. Drop down to the left of your friend and then you'll be able to grab the ledge and push it to the right, keeping the creature at bay at the same time. Okay, and then you want to exit to the right hand side of the screen. When that's done, use the rope to give you a boost up and then keep going right. Okay, you'll now be in control of Mui, and we want to move the right stick and tap right bumper to set waypoints for him, and he'll walk to those. You want to get him to stand in front of the button and press Y to interact with it, and then continue moving him to the left. You'll now get the opportunity to use Mui's zap mechanic, so send him up, and then at the top we want to hold down Y and he's going to zap that box and cause the door to open. That's going to be a handy feature as we're going through the rest of the game, and continue to the left. In this room we want to send Mui up onto the ledge with the box, zap the box, turn off the power, send him down to the next to the wire, and you can press Y and he'll bite through it. Then you can use, this is going to cause the box to slide down to the other side of the room, so hop up, and then we're going to use that to jump to the ledge above Mui, and then exit to the left hand side of the screen. Continuing to the left, jump to the ledge in the middle, press that button on the panel, and it's going to take us up, and we want to zap the box that is just on the side there. And as we come back down, we want to jump into the newly opened grate, so zap the box, press Y, and then jump into the hole that is just on the left hand side. Now you want to push on through the tunnel. And this is going to cause you to reunite with your crew. You will get an achievement for reuniting with Mui. It also now teaches you how to pet him. And this is your first opportunity to pet him in the game. So even though you pet them in the cutscene, you need to pet them on your own accord. So to do that, hold down the left trigger, press the X button, and that will cause you to give Mui a quick head rub. And that will net yourself an achievement for petting him for the first time. And then we need to pet him across the game every time we enter a new area. I will call out as and when that is the opportunity to do that. Or you can just tap the select at the end of the game and then just pet him in each area of the game. He's 99% of the time he's already there. So now we have our friend Mui back. We want to take a right and push on. In this section, you want to press B when Mui is stood on the little lights and get him to wait, because it's going to cause the tentacle to extend. Climb up and over the box piece just here, and then we want to continue on. Hold B down to call Mui back, and you need to do that quite regularly throughout the game because he will not follow you always by default. Have him stand by this box, give it a zap, and that's going to open the door, and you want to keep on running to the right. Now that we're in this room, we want Mui to stand by the box, so press B to have him wait there. Climb up, have him zap the box when you are both beside the door, and then press down B to call him back immediately, and then press through the door. We're going to keep going to the right again. So now you'll need to drop down, and we're going to drop down a bit further. Mui's going to come across the right, make sure you call him back, and then we want to take a left. So make your way to the left, and we're going to start walking into the next puzzle area. So the first thing that we're going to need to do is we're going to need to send Mui up to the top right, and we're going to do that by moving this platform in the middle. So we're going to drag that to the right, and then we're going to put the marker and send Mui up to the top and have him bite the wire. Once that wire has been chomped, send him back down, and we're going to move him to the left to do exactly the same thing again. And once you've done that, you want to move the ledge into the middle. Once that's done, we want to use the rope to swing to the middle ledge, and then jump from that middle ledge to the left rope and swing up higher, and then we're going to climb on down. Now in this section we've got a few more puzzles to address. What we want to do is we're going to move this light into the middle. So we're going to grab the switch that's at the top. We need to be careful of the creature that sits below us. So drag the light across to the left hand side. So press X on the switch and drag it to the left. I'm going to send Mui up onto the ledge. Now don't do what I do and move it away by accident. You want to send Mui up. Now we need the creature to be on the other side of the light, so what we need to do is have Mui zap it, and then we're going to bait the creature across. And then climb back up quickly, and then it's going to happen, the light is going to come back on. I'm going to bring Mui a little bit closer to you, and that's going to act as a barrier. So you can now jump on over to Mui, drop down the other side, and run to the right.
Tia Lana, tia Mui, tia ai.
Okay, now that we've discovered Mui has a fear of water, which we already knew from the previous game, what you need to do is drop down, and at the bottom of this water you're going to find a little pipe. You can dislodge it by pressing X on it, and what is going to happen is that's going to float up. I have a hard time doing it for some reason, and then you can use this as a way to drag Mui across to the other side. So swim up to it, hold X on it, pull it across, and then you can bring it back to the middle. And then when you bring it back to the middle, press B or get him to follow you, and then take it to the center, and he will jump onto the stone in the center. Now, the next log, because you can't pull this pipe down underneath, or this log thing, I don't know what it really is, so you'll need to swim down. Now, there's a creature down here that can kill you. It did take me out, hence the dodgy cut. But swim down, wait for it to go to the other side, and then you want to swim down and pull the other pipe free. Quickly swim up after that one, and then when you're back at the top, you want to pull that to the left and then drag Mui to the right. Next to that is a box that you'll need Mui to zap, and then continue pushing on to the right.
Toma aqui.
So now move to the right, and as you come into this area we have another electric orientated puzzle to solve. This is going to require you to throw a switch to the left, and that's going to make the pathway open for the kid. Send Mui across to the button on the other side as well, and you're going to need to flip the switch back again to power that lift up. Have Mui press the button, so that's going to take the lift up to the top, but get him to stand next to the busted wire, which we're going to use to help our character across the way. So when he's up there, turn off the power again so it's safe for him to bite it. Have him bite it, and then you want to turn the power back on so that the lift actually works. Make your way to the left hand side, climb up, use the rope to swing over and jump the electricity, climb on the lift and press the button to go up. And then once you're at the top, you want to make your way into the room. This is the captain's quarters, so you'll get the captain's quarters achievement, which is for natural progression. So make your way up, and you want to head into the right, and then you'll need to interact with the painting on the floor for a short cutscene.
Lana?
lea. Ate amanari lantralantria loteran fata. Wana fataim. Inte pamale ancora. Roma.
Olay.
So now up, we need to leave this area. So we're going to make our way to the right, and as we come out of this right area, there is a slide. Drop down, take the slide down, and then hop off. And you want to make your way through this area, which has got these really, really wonderful presses. So send Mui up to the top because it's the safest route for him. You need to drop down, and you're going to see these presses banging away. So just time your run. This is a classic, any form of puzzler. Have Mui press the button to turn it all on, and then just run. This is your classic kind of platform activity. You just need to run under these two presses. Just make sure you spend the time getting it right. Go as soon as you possibly can, and then run through. On the right hand side here, you want to jump up and into the gap. You are going to walk through it, and you will find your first hologram of the game. So this is the first collectible. Have Mui zap the box to unlock it, and then you need to press X to pick it up. And that is hologram 1 out of 10. And as you're going to be picking this up, you'll get this little picture kind of appear on the screen. In the secrets tab in the journal, you'll be able to review it from there. There's an achievement for every hologram and an achievement for finding all of the holograms. Let's backtrack. We want to jump up. Now, we want to jump on top of the press that is in there. So just hop to the left, on top of the press. Wait for it to rise up. Jump up and grab the ledge. And then we want to climb up the right hand side. That is going to take us to the end of this chapter 1, and we're going to move on to the next area.
Rakuen.
Meladi. Hollanda?
Ipalanta.
Oh. Doma Jelly.
Tata Nerakwen.
Meno cora.
Mui. Olay. Dilay Rakuen.
Tata Nerakwen.
Dilai. Lada.
Okay, so we are kicking off chapter 2. First thing that we need to do is get Mui over here for a quick pet. So you can walk on over or hold B to bring him back. Just give him a quick rub on the head. So press the lift trigger to crouch down, press X beside him. That will give him a pat. That is the opportunity number 2 for petting Mui. We need to do that in each area of the game. Not each chapter, each area. I will call out when we're in a brand new area each time. So from here, you've got a long walk to the left.
Anwa. Olay. Mui. Lana, Narameo.
Okay, so we are going to come up on our first drone. We want Mui to jump on top, and we are going to redo our ability of hacking and all of this stuff that we picked up in the first game. So have Mui jump on top, hold down Y to zap it, and then have Lana hack it. So holding X will get you get control. We'll be able to fly the drone around as well as use its special ability. So fly the drone up and over this rock and up to the top here, and you're going to find a box with the number 3. Hold down A and it acts as a magnet and you'll pick it up. We want to find the platform with the sign that says 3. So we want to go left, down past the lift and the kid, drop the box off on this platform. We want to grab the one that is to the left. Oh, and you need to make sure that the box is perfectly on the platform. The lights must turn white, otherwise it doesn't work. Grab the next box, pull that up, and as you come up to the top, we want to keep going to the right, and then place it on the corresponding ledge, and then we want to go back to the right again and fly over the top of the building. So once you've gone over the top of that building, come down, and you would have seen this box as you walk past. It is the one with the division symbol. Grab that and take it back to where you need to go. Now once that is done, take control of Lana by holding B, and then bring Marie back as well. Run to the left and you want to take the lift down. Press the button and then you want to continue on to the left. Now this next puzzle is very simple. Don't climb up to begin with, you want to go underneath. So as you come underneath, well, you can climb up if you want to, it makes no difference. It's probably quicker to climb up. Move this lever to the right to move the ledge all the way over, and then you're going to use the rope to swing, so go back out to the right. Move to the right, slide under the gap. Jump up to the left hand side, and then climb up to the rope and swing to the climbing wall on the other side.
Lana? Lotia.
Oh, etanue. Tatanean.
Once that cutscene is over, you will be kicking off with Lana. You want to run to the left, and you're going to go for a little while. Once that cutscene is over, we also then want to go to the left again for another cutscene.
Etamutiera.
Anua.
Ti amo. Addio, Fatma.
Ancora.
Cora. Anua.
Gratto.
Die Lana. E Maki.
Menolana, l'antro naira. Alame.
Meno.
Okay, so we have the job of finding some healing seaweed. Ooh. Make your way to the right, and we are also wanting to pet Miri at this stage because this is the Talio village. So at this point, give Miri a quick pet. So press the left trigger, crouch down, press X on him. Give him that quick cuddle. And then from there, we want to make our way to the right. Going to the left is the wrong way. Do not follow what I do. And so make your way to the right, and then we're going to keep going until we find a body of water. So when you reach here, you want to send Miri to the boat on the right hand side. And then as Lana, we want to drop down into the water and swim to the bottom right hand corner to pull the stick out that is with the boulders that is blocking the path forward. So swim down, pull the stick out. Now you want to zap one of the fishes, Miri. You're going to bag yourself the achievement for the getting ink fish, I think they're called. Now holding down A will cause the fish to inflate and explode with a bunch of ink. Holding down right trigger will cause it to speed around quickly, and it also allows you to jump out of the water and over the fence. Now I apologize for the cut here, my game bugged out, but as you come through this area you have to hold A and block the path using the fish to create a big ink puddle. Now once you've done that, and that ink puddle is blocking the fish's field of vision, you want to swim down as Lana, and you're going to swim through the ink blob because that is going to keep you nice and safe. The fish won't be able to see you as you go through it. Swim down to the bottom, and then you swim up and surface just on this side. And as you can see, just to your left there is another stick that needs dislodging. So we want to swim down and we want to pull that out. Once we've pulled that out, we then can take a quick breath, and then we want to take Lana back to the surface. So swim down and go to the left and swim up. That is going to bring you out on the other side just here. And we're going to make our way to the left hand side back to the first body of water. So surface, climb out and run to the left. Okay, as we come into this section, we are going to want to move this thing to the right. You can see it's opening up a gate just at the bottom. We want to make it relatively kind of partially open. And then as Mui, we want to zap the fish and take control of another one. This time again, you want to swim to the left. You don't have to swim down now the pathway is opened up. Swim down to the left hand side, and we're going to squeeze through the tiny little gap that is just here. And we're going to be on the run from one of the fish again. So keep making your way to the left. And the idea is you've got to get the attention of the fish that is just here. It's going to chase you. Swim up into the gate. Ink the area just so that it gets confused and leaves you alone. Switch back to Lana and pull the box to the left, and that is going to trap the dangerous fish in here. Once you've done that, you want to jump into the water and swim down, and you're going to find the special seaweed. So swim on in, and you will find what you're looking for. So as you come down there, swim down, swim to the left, and then pick the plant. Swim back up, and then climb out of the water and run to the left. Once you get out of the water, go to the left and just keep on running back to the hut and give the medicine over.
Raquel!
Oh, tu maralana. Tatane.
Moi.
Now, once that cutscene is over, we're going to make our way to the left. We're going to go find our parents. So make your way to the left and keep going left for a little while. At this time you want to drop down and you're going to move the logs to the left hand side, and it's going to roll back down the hill, so quickly hop on up and then jump over, and then we want to squeeze through the long grass. You'll recognize this area from the first game, and then just keep pressing to the left and you're going to eventually have a cutscene.
Tiai mui.
Karinua anua.
Imana. Lohana.
Meno.
Lana. Eta muatiera.
Muatiera. Muatiera. Riama. E ora lo pak mailo.
Meno. Pana omena nuatia, Lana.
Riama.
Filadi. Ota. Lana. Ona. Imati, Lana.
Once that cutscene is over, we want to keep moving on to the left. Jump up to the rocks on that side. Keep going up. And once you're at the top, we're going to keep moving to the left. They're going to see some smoke in the distance. And then keep going on, you're going to get another cutscene.
Cariloena. Adenari.
Veni, capitare. Ero
Ilo. Sonalo mafati. Itevolo isaga.
capitare.
Ilo. Itea makari mutar. Mafi.
Riamo, ero mai.
Meno. Terali temana lota.
Era, capitare.
Dia Lana. Imati.
Ia. Ona ala mailo.
Lana. Imati.
Ilo.
Eroma. Lana.
Ona mati.
Meno. Tilai Lana.
Nuomeno, Lana. Olai raquel.
Anua.
Lana, anua atirotanavi. Nuete. Ona fatum dia, Lana. Semantio.
Tata nerakwen. Meno mui. Olai.
Okay, so we are now in chapter 3 and we're going to start looking for a cure, and this area is called the mountains. So just after the cutscene, first thing you're going to do is pet Mui.
Tata nerakwen.
And like the rest of this game, you want to make your way to the right until you reach your next puzzling event. Okay, so we are coming up on hologram number 2. We want to climb up. We want to jump to the left. Climb on up. Climb on up a bit more. Now, before you go any further, after you jump to this next ledge, we will go through this kind of little alleyway. But before the next climbing wall, we want to go to the right. We don't want to go straight up. So the actual progress is the left right now. If you go to the right, hang down this ledge just here where it's really windy, and you can see it just below. This is your next collectible. Now that you have that, you want to make your way up, and then you want to go to the left and go back up the wall that we just said we weren't going to climb. And now for a classic platforming puzzle. When it's really windy, don't jump. When it is quiet, jump. So you want to run, jump, and then duck behind the rocks. This is going to protect you. If you don't do that, you're going to get blown off the ledge. So complete these few jumps to get to the other side. And we want to climb on up. And as we come up, we are going to jump to the left. So jump to the left, climb on through, and you'll see this windy business again. Jump to the ledge and then make sure that you're behind the rock. And then once the wind has stopped blowing, jump up to where Mui has gone. Now our next puzzle is going to introduce a new creature called the critter, or the critter called a roller. It's not a critter, it's a roller. What you want to do is you want to send Mui up, and Mui is going to be able to possess one of these little creatures, and they stick to the walls. They don't really kind of follow any form of logic. They don't jump like a fall or anything, let's say. But what they do is they plant this kind of like weird stuff all over the floor. So they'll stick to any surface. You'll roll around. You press the direction that you want to move into. But you see here when you hold A, they'll put this stuff all over the floor. So make your way as this roller around, and you're going to find this web just here. Now hold down A on the web and then roll all the way back to this fire at the top, and it is going to cause the roller to catch fire. Whatever that they've just planted on the floor, I'm going to call it kindling, let's just say, it's going to burn a pathway across to that web. It's going to burn that web out of the picture, and you can climb up on the right hand side. You'll also bag yourself an achievement if you noticed for possessing a roller for the first time. Climb on and keep going. Alright. This is our next puzzle with our roller friends, and there is a creature above us that we need to address. So climb on up as Lana and send Mui into the roller cave. And we're going to be using the roller creatures to create a connection between the fire and the creature that is holding the block of ice. So take control of one of them, and what we want to do is hop onto the roof and then roll all the way up to the creature, because the creature does not like fire. Cover the creature in a bit of the kindling, and then we want to roll all the way down. Keep kindling the entire area. Drop down and place some more kindle on the floor, and then you want to roll into the fire. So, and that is going to cause the roller to catch fire, the kindling to catch fire, and then it's going to make the creature lift up out of the way, and you can jump across to the box on the other side. Once you've done that, you want to pull the box to the floor below. Once you've done that, move the box further to the left, and then you're going to see it can kind of create a gap for the roller to get up to the next level. So repossess the roller creature, and we want to come out of the little den. Now we need to be mindful, you need to avoid the fire this time. And then we want to go onto the box, jump to the roof, and then roll round to the web at the top. Then from the web, we want to lay the kindling down, so go all the way down and around, and then onto the wooden crate. And then down from the wooden crate and across the fire, and that is going to cause that to trigger. That's going to burn everything up out the way, and it's going to get rid of the web. We can then use this crate rather than have to do the roller puzzle with the creature again to jump up to the next level. Call back Mui, and you want to climb to the top of this area. Once you're at the top, you want to keep moving to the right. And then as you'll see again, we're in another windy scenario. Same logic as before. Keep moving to the right, but duck for cover behind the rocks. And then when you get to the other side, you'll need to hide behind some cover with a climbing wall. But keep moving to the right and climb out. Once you're in this section, you will see that there is a dead guy on the floor by the gas, but Mui has a special trick. He is very good at absorbing gas for some reason. Get him to stand by the rock, and that is going to absorb that gas up, and it's going to cause the rock to glow. Whether he absorbs it or not, I don't actually know. But go to the right and have him follow you to this next area. Climb up and go to the right hand side, and we're going to have to deal with some more gas as we go. Now in a very gassy room, you want to get Mui to stand on top of the rock. Move that rock to the left hand side so that it is out of your way. And then we want to have Mui go up to the next rock and just kind of stand there so you get some time to make it to the climbing wall. So hop up onto the climbing wall, and you probably guessed it already, you need Mui, once you're out of the reach of the gas, have Mui stand next to the other rock, jump over to the left, and then continue climbing up. As you come into the next room, we're going to see two of these creatures that we had from earlier. And to tackle this one, we're going to need to be a bit more interesting with the way we place the kindling. So the first thing that we want to do is we want to grab this box, and we want to move it just slightly to the right and underneath this rock just here. We also want to send Mui over to stand with the creatures. So move the box under the rock, and we're going to take a opportunity to possess one of those creatures. And now what we want to do is we want to move the roller. So we're going to get both creatures to move, but at different times. Place kindling all the way to the creature on the bottom, just over this side. And then we want to go up onto the box, but go around the rock the other direction. Don't go directly towards it. Up through this tunnel, creating a kindling path that way. Because we need this fuse, let's just say, to take longer. And then drag it to the other creature that's at the top. Head all the way back to the fire, and we need to make sure that we time this correctly. So we need then to move the box after the fire has been across the box. So move your roller into the fire. That is going to trigger the kindling to go. Now, as Lana, don't move the box like I do. You want the kindling to catch fire and go up to the roof. Move the box all the way over to the creature at the bottom, and then drag the box on top. The other creature at the top is going to move just a little bit after. Hop on the box, and then we want to jump up to the ledge above and climb our way out. Be sure to call Mui back. He has a different path up to you. Head to the right once you're at the top. Okay, so as we come up to this area, we're going to need to hide from the cameras in the snow. You just need to duck down into the deep snow and just time your run correctly. The people aren't all that interested in you, it's just mainly the cameras you've got to watch out for. So hide down in the snow, run between the different areas and when the camera's not pointing at you, and then you just want to continue to the right. Okay, so then we keep going onto the right, and what we want to do, we climb up onto the roof, and we want to press the button that is just here. And that's going to move the camera to the other side, send Mui down into the snow, press the camera again when he's in the snow, so it's across the other side, and then head on up to the box, and you want to zap that box. Zap the box. You will then drop down, and then you want to head to the left, and then we just want to squeeze through this gap in particular. And then we want to send Mui up onto the ledge just above us, zap that box that is just there. That is going to open the door. And then we want to drop down to the ledges below. So make your way down the section carefully. And go to the right. Now we need to be careful with our timing here. Crouch under the gap and you'll see the robot just on the side here. You want to make sure that you drop down into the snow when it's facing to the right and stay crouched. Like you did with the cameras before, you just want to stay in the snow when the robot's not looking in your direction. Get underneath the ledge, wait for the robot to face the other way, and we're going to run to the gap on the other side. And you just need to time it correctly and make sure that you slide as you go in, because that is quicker than for the character waiting to crouch. And then once you're on this other side, we want to just throw this switch. We need to be mindful of the camera, of course, but throw the switch that is going to turn the power to the camera off. You'll need to send Mui also up to the where the wire is. So turn off the power quickly, have Mui bite the wire, and then turn the power back on. That was going to disable the camera and allow the door to function as well. Move to the right and go to the right for a little bit. In this next section, we want to press the button, and that's going to open up a gate just behind the robot. Now Mui can actually do this really awesome thing, and it's best done if it's a robot that is stationary. So when you press the button, we want to send Mui up to stand next to that robot. Hold down the Y button and zap it, and now we're going to need to move with speed here because we've got a very short time frame. So zap the robot, run immediately to the grid on the other side, call Mui down, and pull the grate off. Right, so call Mui down, squeeze into the gap before the robot comes back online, and you should be just about okay. Move through the next area. Now I had a bit of a nightmare with this one, so sorry for the cuts here. Press the button that's going to cause the cameras to point to the middle. Send Mui up and have him stand up by the box, and if you zap the box, that's going to turn off the right hand camera. So the left hand camera. Press the button again to move the right hand camera away. Have Lana and Mui both stand on the left in the middle. Zap the box and that will send the lift down. And once you've come down, move on to another lift and go down again. Okay, now that we're at the bottom of this area, there's a new opportunity to pet Miri. So this is the mountain mines. So this is a brand new area of the game. Give him a quick pet, and then this is really actually quite hard to see, but on the left hand side you jump up the ledge and you can go through and you'll find collectible number 3. Once you have that, you want to exit out and proceed to the right. It's a large robot. This one is a safe one. It's not going to come at you. It is just there to do work. So you want to climb down and drop down to the ledge below. We want to grab this rock that is just on the side over here. Bring it to the edge, and the actual robot has an interest in getting after these rocks. I'm assuming that there's some type of fuel. So it's going to grab the attention, get Mui to jump on top of the robot, drag the rock to the left, and then it's going to cause the robot to go back up to the original rock. And then have Mui jump over to the little box there and have him zap the box. That is going to cause a lift to come down. Right, and then we need to drag the rock there onto the left hand side. So pulling it across. And this is on a timer, so the lift will then eventually kind of come back up. And then we need to move this rock closer to the right hand side. This is going to help the robot see it, and the robot will then come down closer and you will be able to hop from one side across to the other. Now continue to the right. We're going to have to do a bit of sliding and jumping, but follow the path until you reach your next puzzle. Okay, so now that we're here, we want to send the person up to the box that's at the top. Have them zap that box just over on that side. Run underneath, and you're going to see this camera just here, and it's going to get blocked by the robot. So just be a bit careful with the timing here. It's easy to get caught on this one. But as the robot comes up, you want to hang it down on the edge, go next to those little roller creatures, and we want to drop down to the ledge below. So come to the edge, hang on down, let go. Send Mui in with the rollers, but you'll need to pull the planks off the wall first of all. And then send Mui in. Now from here we're going to need to take control of a roller, and we are going to make our way onto our robot friend. So hang down here, and we want to jump across, and we're going to cover him in the kindling. So give him a good old coating. We want to watch out for the camera as well, because it's going to shoot us. But you want to make sure that the ledge is then also up here coated in the kindling, and that we take that over to the cobweb that's on the top. The robot's most likely going to go away at this point, so just wait for it to come back up. And then we are going to get ourselves shot. So jump back onto the robot, and then you want to roll down the right hand side and around to the bottom. You get zapped by the laser. That's going to trigger the fire, and that's going to get rid of the cobweb that is just at the top. Now we need to be careful again, because we're going against the camera, so we need to get on top of the robot. Stay on the left hand side as best as possible. You can crouch if you need it for extra safety. When you're at the top, jump off to the right and follow the path. At the end of the path, you're going to find a lift. Zap it and it is going to go down for you. And then at the bottom of that lift, we want to make our way to the right. And as you come across to the right, we are going to see more opportunities to walk to the right. So we want to keep going on the right here, and we want to make our way across to this lift. Now we don't want to zap the box underneath the lift, we want to zap the box on the right hand side instead. So send Mui over, give that a zap, and that is going to disable the camera. Bring Mui back quickly, and then you need Mui to zap the box that's underneath the lift so that you both go down. Now for this section, you just want to make your way past the robot. We don't need to work with him just at this minute. We're going to go after a drone. So head to the right and find the drone. And once we're over the other side, you'll see the drone come down. Have old Mui help on up. For some reason, he's able to jump massively higher when it comes to the drones and stuff like that. I don't know why. Give the drone a zap and it is going to fall down. Then you want to hack the drone, and we are going to move it across to the left hand side. So as you come through this area, you're going to see the drill robot we looked at earlier. Just fly on past this guy for the moment. We don't need him just yet. And you want to make your way up and go to the right, and you're going to find one of those glorious stones that he's so interested in. Bring that back to the left, and we want to go down. He's going to follow you, as you can see, like we did earlier. Bring it down to the bottom and then place it on the left hand side. Switch back to Lana. You need to bring Lana left back to the robot. We want to get Lana on top of the robot and take control of the drone again. So run and jump to the cable, down on the robot's head, hold the left bumper to take control of the drone, and use the drone to pick the rock up and bring the drill creature to the top. You now need to get off the robot and go to the right. You'll want to throw the switch, and that is going to turn off the camera. And then you and Mui need to make your way onto the lift and zap the box. That is going to send you down and get into the next area. And make your way to the left, and then the planks. You want to rip those planks off the wall, and then keep heading left. So after removing your next set of planks, you're going to be in an area of jumping and climbing. Just be conscious that you don't go left into one of the caves down here. There is a monster in there that will quite happily pull you to pieces. You'll see me nearly make that mistake. I completely forgot that it was there. It's not left. You want to go down here. Otherwise, this thing is going to come and get you. So make your way down. Keep dropping down. You don't want to go right because there's another monster that way, and you just want to keep moving to the left. This area, we are now coming up on a green gas stone. Have Mui stand next to it. Make your way in, and we're going to find an ingredient. Okay, so our next wonderful puzzle involves us going to the left. We want to send Mui on into this little camp of rollers and we want to possess them. So we need to have the roller do some burning. So as you come around this area, you want to roll to the right and you'll see another one of those classic creatures. So this requires a little bit of tactical maneuvers. So we want to place kindling on the creature and then kindling across where the fire is. But as you go across the fire, stop kindling. So stop kindling there and then hop to the roof. Let the fire burn. Take the roller creature to the right because we need to keep it alive, this one. Keep rolling and you're going to fall off the roof because of the ice that's there. Now just time your run across here because these fires will get you. And then we've got another cobweb that's in the way, so we need to create kindling between the web and the fire that's over here. Now I kind of done this wrong. There's probably a better way of doing this that you can actually get the roller to survive, but the way I set it up I made a big mistake. So just need to make sure that you connect the two together. And that is going to open up the way forward. So now take back a roller and we're going to send it down and trick the creature again in the same way we did earlier. And as you go to the right, you're going to time your run across these fires so that you don't get burnt. You want to hop to the roof of this section and make your way around. So continue all the way up. You'll have to jump between the different ledges. You'll be back by the gassy rock, but that's okay. And what we then need to do is have a hard time getting off the rock for some reason. Drop down, go over the cobweb. Don't copy what I'm doing. I'm not doing something that's particularly helpful. So go over the cobweb and then up and around the top. And we want to make all our way around. Continue to the left and you want to go back into the rollers then. And we are going to burn that roller right next to the fire that's there. I don't understand why these creatures would live next to a fire given the way they react to them, but that's their choice. Right, that is going to then burn the cobweb out the way. We want to bring Mui with us, as he's going to help us to move this rock safely. So get Mui on the rock, and then drag it to the left and have it by the plant. Now run to the left and get Mui off the rock. That is going to cause the plant to bloom. Have Mui get back on the rock and then pick the plant. And you're going to have a cutscene and things are going to get a bit chaotic.
Veno muy.
Okay, so this next section is a little bit chaotic. Okay, and I've also found it a little bit buggy. Reminded me of Ori when we had to climb the Gentsi tree for some reason, but it's a chaotic climb to get out of this mountain mine. So what's going to happen? A drill is going to come down, and we are going to get on top of that drill and go up, and you'll witness firsthand my difficulties along the way. So as you come up here, you want to jump off to the right and you want to jump onto the ledge, and we need to jump up to the left hand side. Now I time my jump badly here, unfortunately I miss it, but it will checkpoint if Mui gets up to the top. But you just need to time your jump so you don't get gassed and you get onto the top of the piece where you need for the drill. Run and jump to the left next. So as you're coming through, you want to hop on top of the machine, and that is going to start climbing up the moment you get on. jump off to the right, and we're going to squeeze through the gap that is just here. And we're nearly out of the picture. Jump onto the machine a bit more, then just hop to the right. Go around, slide under the gap, climb up the ledges just here. And as you start to get to the top, we want to keep going to the left. Jump onto the next ledge, and then straight over to the next gap, slide on through. And you're going to see a set of yellow things in this mine shaft. You can just climb on out and get yourself to safety, kind of. Okay, now that we're out, we want to do a spot of climbing up. So make your way up and just follow the path, and you'll get to the top. Now, as we come up on this section, we've got a bit of a problem to solve. So what we want to do is jump across the gap, and you want to send Mui to stand above the box just over on the top left side. Once that box is zapped at the top and the camera goes up, run and jump to the other side and slide underneath the gap. We have another robot here, but we can actually just ignore this guy. So climb on up and just go straight to the top. And as you get to the top, another cutscene is going to kick in after you do some more running to the right. Once you've done that, you want to take a leap of faith, and you are going to fall down a hole. And that is the end of this section.
Tiai. Menum. Hola.
Lana, lotahara orali. Meno.
Menu, menu. Tilai aquel.
Okay, so we are now in a place called Demora, I think, and we are on the lookout for a seashell. So we are going to take a minute, and we are going to pet Mui, as this is the start of the new area. And you'll see also when I do this, I actually pop the achievements for petting him because I missed out an opportunity to pet him earlier. So as the level kick starts, lean in and pet Mui. You want to head to the right. That is the main direction of this game. Go to the right. So get your jog on, swim across the water. Mui's going to use the background objects to clear it past, and we're going to walk up to a new mechanic in a second. So from here, jumping into the water, Mui's going to have to wait because he's got no way across. Swim down, and as you swim down to the bottom, we are going to find in the bottom right hand corner of this area something that looks a bit like a kind of like a lily pad. So you're going to find these little pod things which Lana will attach to herself, and it acts as like a way to transport Mui through the water. So we want to swim back up to the top where Mui was, and we're going to head on over, and you'll see that the lily pad opens up on the surface. When you put it down under the water, it closes up, and it forms a watertight air bubble for him, which I don't think is really the case. It also makes him look like he's got a little beard. So swim down anyway and pull Mui through the water, and you want to swim up on the right hand side. Hopping out, and then you will then send Mui up to the left hand side, and then have Mui push down the cable and swing to the top right. Now get back into the water and swim to the right hand side of the area. And then as you reach this rock just here, you want to duck on down, and at the bottom you will find another one of those little flowers. So at the very bottom just here, you want to pick that and then take this all the way back to the left to Mui. Summon Mui back to you, and then you want to swim back across to the other side. Now swim down, taking Mui with you, and as you get further down to the bottom, you're going to see these little eyes. Hold the Y button and Mui will cause them to snap and open. Exit out of this part, and as you come across, you're going to see these little bubble pillars on the floor. Press X on them and you will get some air somehow. So breathe that in, and that is going to expand your breathing ability and keep you alive for under the water for longer. Once you've done that, we want to start swimming a bit more to the right. And jellyfish, you want to watch out for those guys, they will shock you. And as you come to the right hand side, you want to surface up if you need a bit more air. Now at this stage, you want to swim down. And taking Mui with you, go down to the bottom, and you'll see this creature here. You just want to avoid it, make sure it swims to the right as you're going down and not looking at you. Use the air if you have to, and then we want to keep following the path through this section. When you get to this part, you want to make sure that the fish guy is swimming away from you. So don't swim up if he's coming towards you, because he'll get you, but swim up and past him, and then continue upwards and to the right, and that is going to surface up, and Mui is going to be by some of his fishy friends that you met earlier in the game. So send Mui over and get them to possess the fish.
Pamaki.
You'll then want to take the fish kind of pond hopping. So possess one, hop on over to the other side to the next pool, and then jump over to the next pool again. In the bottom of this pool there is a tiny little gap that you can squeeze through. Come on down, and now use your ink to distract the fish, and then keep following the path that you took earlier, so you start to kind of resync where you are. Again, create a blob of ink in that crossroad that is going to be used to protect Lana in a second. Return to Lana, bring Mui down onto the plant again. You want to swim all the way down, and where we put the ink just a second ago, that is going to serve as some cover, so it is going to protect Lana from the electric fish. So as you swim down, you want to swim to the right, and then you use Mui on the little vine door again, and that's going to cause it to open up. Swim through the next section and be sure that you need to fill up on air. You know when Lana is drowning because the screen will start going darker around the edges. Follow the tunnel out and upwards and keep going up. When you get to the top, send Mui over. Swim on down, swim through the tunnel, and then swim on up. And then you'll want to place Mui on the edge just by the vine creatures and have him use his special shock power on them. That'll open up the way for Lana. Swim on out, jump up to the right and follow the path. Once you're out, you want to keep moving to the right. So on this section, you want to send Mui up and over the top of the block. You drop down into the water and you swim down as far as you can go. Follow the tunnel around, and this area is quite deep as well. So as you come down here, you are going to swim through this gap just here, and then there is a little moment where you'll see the diving bell again. But here you can just swim to the surface, and then Mui is going to jump across the jellyfish. So just get his attention and swim to the other side, and he'll use the jellyfish as leverage. To push the rope down and then climb up the top and go to the right. At this next pool of water, we're going to trigger some jellyfish. So you swim down, and if you bump into their antenna, they will dislodge and come up. So there's a couple of jellyfish in this area that we need to get out so that Mui can cross the water. Head down into this little tunnel. You want to nudge the jellyfish that's just down here, but be careful of the shocking dude. If you have to surface for air, then go back up to the top. But nudge him loose. Make sure you stay out of his way because he can kill you in the process of going up. Make sure you've got plenty of air. Move across to the one in the middle. Same again, just touch it and it will open up the pathway. Grab some air, and then we want to swim further down into this tunnel. The same fish is patrolling this area, so we want to be careful. So swim on down and you can knock him loose. Use the bubbles if you need to and wait for the fish to get out of the way, and then head back up towards the surface. And as you get to the top, one last jellyfish, set it free, and then you want to call Mui to your side. He'll take the jellyfish as a route across, climb out the water, and continue to the right. This next pool of water is a little bit more simple. Have Mui go onto the pad. Make sure that you take the pad. Don't leave Mui behind. And then you want to swim down into the tunnel on the right hand side and go up into the air pocket. Air pocket. We are going to swim down to the right and then up to the very top, and we're going to exit on the left side of the main body of water. And as you come out on the left hand side, we're just going to cross over, bring Miri with you, and you're going to find collectible number 4. And now we're going to continue on the main path. So back in the water, Miri back on the lily pad, and we are going to start making our way to the right. So grab hold of the lily pad again, because by default you won't have it. Swim to the far right hand side of the screen. Okay, so as you come out of the water, we are going to go looking for our next puzzle. So we're going to watch out for the drones in this area. There are 2. Wait for this one to go up and over the rock and out of sight, and then slide underneath, and we're going to be next to these roller chaps again. Have Miri possess one of these folks. Wait for the left drone to go up in the air. So when he's gone up over the rock, take the drone, take the roller to the far left hand side of the screen. So make sure one is possessed. Unlike me, I tried to leave too early. Head over to the left, dodge the light, and then you want to jump onto the top of this rock just here, and then go all the way to the top. Go all the way around and then underneath, and you're going to drop down onto the drone when the opportunity comes. I didn't make it in time, unfortunately. But as the drone comes back in over you, hold down on the directional pad and drop on top of the drone. Ride that drone across to the other side. He's going to take you up to there, and you want to jump onto the rock on the right. And you want to make your way down, and we're going to wait for the next drone to come up, drop on top of this drone, and he's going to take you down towards where the web is. So the web is just here. We want to jump to the rocks, make your way down, don't get shot just yet, and we want to get shot eventually by that drone, so we need to put some of the kindling on the floor. Wait for that drone to come back down, and then we're just going to get ourselves into the line of sight. Once we get shot, that is going to burn the web. And then just Lana needs to exit right with Mui once the drone has moved out of the way, and keep going right for a little bit.
Lano, olay.
Okay, so once we've met with this guy here, and he's given you an incredibly important drawing that does a whole level of nothing for this game, you want to then jump down into the water that is below, and we are going to swim down. Maybe we'll stay put for the time being because it's too much of a big area. But swim down, you get a little cutscene with the diving bell thing you've been seeing. But at the very bottom of this area is one of the lily pads that you need to get. So swim on down and grab the lily pad. We then need to take that lily pad back to the surface. So grab some oxygen because you're quite far down. And then we want to swim on up and go back to Mui. Once you have him, swim to the far right hand side of this body of water. To this side, we want to swim on down. Right, so swim down, and you'll see this door just here. We want to have Mui do a zap of the box that is going to open it up, When you go inside, you're going to find a little air bubble pocket as well that you can use. So a couple of pipes on the floor after the little cutscene. Make sure you grab some fresh air. Now start making your way to the right hand side. You can surface up for air as you're going along the process, but we want to exit out in the top right hand corner of this area. So just swim on through this next tunnel. And then we're going to go for our next collectible. So this is collectible number 5 in the same area, in the Demora, I think it's called. Press the button and we're going to bring the lift down. So have Lana go down, have Mui press the button, and we're going to use the lift as cover against the camera. It doesn't cover the area perfectly, so walk underneath. Have Mui press the button again so it goes up. Lana's to stay directly underneath it. Run and jump up to the other side. And up onto the ledge. Have Mui bring the lift back down. And then once Lana's in the right place, send the lift back up again. And then Lana needs to jump onto that lift to proceed upwards. Now instead of going to the left, which is the way forward, we're going to go to the right and backtrack above the camera. And you make your way across these ledges and you'll see it very quickly. You'll find a little garden at the top that has your next collectible in. Summon up Mui and then go grab it. That you have that, you want to track over to the left and hop over the gaps along the way. And then jump across the lift to the left hand side. Now you want to place Mui by the box that is just here, and we've got to do a bit of a good old timing activity. The camera, sorry, so we need to time this correctly because we need to trap the machine on the other side. The box by Mui is going to open the door, and the camera, obviously, if we get caught by it, it's going to shoot us. We need to get Lana to grab the box and pull it to the right and make sure that the camera is not on top of it at the same time. Once you've pulled that all the way to the right, have Lana climb on top of the box, and then have Mui zap the door so that it opens up. Okay. Once that door's open up, bait the robot through and the door is going to close and Lana back up to the very top of the box. Go past Mui, call Mui back and then drop down. In this next section it's very easy, it is just timing to avoid the camera. So as the camera goes over to the other side, you want to drop down and crouch under the ledge and then sneak through the ledge to the door just here. That's going to open up the access area for the submarine thing. We are going to steal it. So pull that switch. That's going to open up all the doors. Crouch back through, wait for the camera to go off of you, and then go get into a submarine. You have that, you want to drive that down and you want to grab the box that is just off the floor. Pull that up and that is going to open the gate on the other side. It's not a very good mechanism given you had everything else automated just 2 seconds ago. Shift the submarine outside and we are going to go down. So make your way to the bottom of this area. I do crash into the rocks at the top, not thinking. So keep on going down. And eventually you're going to find a hole in the floor, and that is the area where we want to descend as far as we possibly can. So just make your way down. Now you will come across this section. It looks like a blockage. It's not. Just push your way through and then keep moving down. You're going to find the seashell. Right, so this seashell is what we need to open up because the thing we're looking for is on the inside. It's actually a pearl. So to do that, we're going to need to dock the submarine on the left-hand side. We're going to get out and have to do some swimming, which I don't think would be all that wise in a deep pressure environment. So get up, disembark. Drop into the water, and we are going to swim on down. So as you come down, and you'll see the air pockets that you'll need to use just to keep yourself safe. Swim to the far right hand side, past the shell. And once you come into this area, we want to dislodge the jellyfish. Be careful of its electrical stuff as always. Use the air pocket as you need to. Give the jellyfish a bit of a nudge. And once you've done that, you want to go back to the submarine on the left hand side of this area. Once we're back in, we're going to need to shift some stuff about. So head on down with the boat. You want to use the magnetic panel to pick up the girder that is just on the floor. Take that to the right hand side and you're going to place it on the newly electrified section from the jellyfish. Pop it down on the rock, make sure it lines up and it glows blue and all crackly like the other one. And then there is also a second steel girder next to the seashell. Pick that up, and once you electrocute the shell, that is going to cause it to open, and you will find inside your pearl. You'll need to redock the submarine, go get the pearl, and then swim back to the submarine. Now you have that ingredient, you want to head down in the sub and that's going to kickstart a cutscene and it's going to reveal a way forward for you. Okay, so once you've pushed your way through the newly opened door, you want to follow the path for a moment. As you come down, you want to head into the big open area and move to the bottom left. At the bottom left, you are going to find one of those fancy looking cubes that we found earlier in the game. You want to pick that up and we're going to go place it on the lock on the other side. So grab the block with the 3 on it. It's very weird, we have the same technology as the enemy in the village, by the way. So shift to the right. You're going to want to place this block onto the 3rd panel. So that is going to power up the door a little bit on the right hand side. But from here you want to surface up, get out of the sub, and we are going to go grab the next cube. So exit out. Climb the little yellow lines, and you can see the answer to the puzzle just on the wall there for the problem below. So climb on up, and you want to jump onto the ledge with the number 2. That is going to cause the blocks to slide into the water below. Return to the submarine once you've done that. As you come down, you'll see the number 2 that is just on the second there. So we want to pick up the number 2, and we're going to move that to the final panel on the right hand side. And then you want to grab the block that is by the door and place it on the first panel. That is going to cause the door to open up once all of those are in the right place. Once you've done that, head through the door, and you're going to proceed for a little while until you find the next section. Now that you're here, you want to jump to the left-hand ladder, and we are going to use the rope to get off. You want to send Mui on the up as well, and this is the first area in this area where you can actually pet Mui. So he actually gets off the boat. You can't pet him when he's on the boat, so give him a quick scratch behind the ear, and that is another pet down for Mui. Make your way to the right. Once you're in this room, you want to send Mui over to the centerpiece, and you want to swim around to the other side because you can't get up there. So swim down and around. You also need to knock this jellyfish free in that process. So go around, go down and to the left, and then you want to surface out. Once you're out, we're then going to need to adjust some of the things that's going on here. So when you zap one of these boxes, so if you zap the left box, the left one doesn't move. If you zap the right box, the left girder doesn't move. Right? So what we need to do here is start by zapping the left box altogether. So when Mui does that, and then you want to pull the lever to the right. So that's going to keep the left girder in place, and it's going to move the right girder. And you need to do that until it connects with the electrified steel girder by the jellyfish. You go to the other box. So have Mui stand next to the other box. Have him zap that box, and then line up the left girder with the girder that goes down into the water. That is going to switch on the button that you need. Then as Lana jump back into the water, swim on down, and you are going to need to press that button to open a door. This is going to allow us to bring the sub back all the way through. So hit the button, swim back to the submarine, and get on in.
Olaj.
Once you're back in, you want to head to the right for some time again.
Dear. Olaj.
To the bottom of this section, and you can't go any further, and there's a locked door. Pick up the box nearby and just move it one click to the right and then place it down, and that can open up the door, and you just need to keep following the main path. In this section, as your machine starts to conk out, and as you can probably tell, something is going to go south, move the yellow boxes out of the way, and then you'll need to go to the air pocket at the top, get out of the submarine, and swim down to press the button. Head back into the sub and continue following the main path. And this section you want to head up to the top, and there's this block here, you want to pull that up, and that is going to take the weight off of the lift and cause the lift to float upwards. Bring it up as high as you can, and then we're going to put it back onto the lift and use that as a way to slowly get through. So lift it up, the lift's going to float up, it's going to stop when it can't go any further. Let go. Once you've let go, it's going to start pushing it back down again. You need to quickly kind of move all the way down and then go through the gap and continue through the lift, and then keep moving to the right.
Menumi. Olaj. Muy.
And once you have done a bit of a lengthy cutscene, start to swim up, and that is going to end this chapter. So I will see you in the next one. Okay, so we are in now chapter 4. This is a short and sweet one. This is linking back to Muri's origin story, kind of like Wolverine from the X-Men, just a little less violent. Uh, so you'll kick it off, and you're going to be a bit of a cutscene here, and we're going to just do some things to help around the house.
Meno. Meno kora.
Eruma, kapitari. Nuetriela.
Meno. Olailoite.
Kapitari. Nuemeno.
Eroma.
Kapitari.
Okay, so real adulting responsibility, and you leave it to your cat to look afterwards. Good job. So what we're going to do, baby's kicking off, so we need to stand by the button and press Y. That's going to give a little few icons to appear on the screen just above where Muri was sleeping. Hop up onto the cot, and then we're going to need to press Y. And then you need to match the buttons you pushed with the instructions at the bottom of the screen. So you need to press A, Y, Y, A, X. And that's going to put the baby to sleep, because I'm as sure as simple as that, right? You just flash a few colors into your baby's face and off it goes. Anyway, once that's done, you just need to run to the right of the area. So take Muri right with the classic right bumper pressing. So once the baby is calmed down, just run across, leave the baby further unattended, but go across into the main area. So essentially just run as far right as you can and leave the kid to live his best life.
Filami. Denua oni irami lo capitame. Vana ellum. Te oni itafam erma. Dorom oni. Utapi sebani. Ritea onicora. Ma faldi amoda. Non ie trigatitan. L'antro itte fativi. Novo. Lo fata nue corali.
E ancora nuo fatali.
Muy?
Next up, we are back in control of Lana. Lana's in a cell. She's woken up. Things, changed for her. So shift the box to the left-hand side, and we want to peek through the window just there. And I realized I've cut off a cutscene at the beginning, but yeah, it's not too detailed. So peek through the window. Now, to wake Mui up once the characters have left the screen, you'll see a little monitor just next to him. It's flashing purple, it's flashing blue, blue, purple, and then I believe it's green, which is the same color code as you used just on the baby there. So we want to press A, Y, Y, A, X, and that will give Mui a polite nudge to wake up. So A, Y, Y, A, X. Now Mui should be able to zap their way out of the pod and exit to their cell from the top left hand side. As Mui's in the vent, you're going to find the power core for her door, for Lana's door. Zap it, that's going to pop it open. Keep on going right. Send Mui further right into another room, and there is more zapping to be done. So keep walking through the vent, and it will appear on the screen when he gets further along enough. Okay, and in here we need to use Lana's ability to move levers. Right, so we want to move the lever to the far left. Okay, and then we want to have Mui stand on top of that box. So on top of the thing moving stuff around. Once Mui's on top, have Mui zap the box off. Then we're going to use Lana to move the conveyor belt thingy to the right. Now eventually what's going to happen is that's going to time out, the box is going to fly back to the ceiling, and it's going to lift the lift up for Mui. Send Mui down into the area below. Have Mui dislodge the box. That is going to cause Lana's lift to go down, so make sure Lana's on that lift. Get off on the left hand side, and you just need to wait a couple of moments for the box to reset, and that's going to send the lift back to the top. Once that's happened, don't do what I do and get onto the lift. You want to get off and go down. Have then Mui zap the box again, and you want to hack it. Once you've done that, and you've got that box nice and well and truly hacked, we want to start moving it around the place. So what you want to do is shift that box upwards. You want to shift it to the left. It actually matters. Shift it down. Shift it to the left. Shift it to the up, and then shift it to the right. And you want to shift it down, and that's going to cause the door to trigger and open up. You then want to go through that tunnel. This section, have Mui press the button at the top, and that is going to allow you to move the block around. Now have Mui dislodge the box by zapping it at the top, and we want Lana to hack this one. So as it comes down, it's going to hit the floor, give it a quick hack, and then we're going to move it around this place to make the area more accessible. So shift that block to the right, and it's going to stop on the block at the bottom. Shift up, shift to the right again. You want to go up. Don't want to quite give it a stay at the moment. Shift to the left, shift down, and then as Lana, so we're back to Lana, and then we want to climb up and make our way to the door at the top. Then press the left bumper to take back of the control, take control back over the box. Send the box to the left. We want to send it down. We want to send it to the right. Then we want to send it up, and then we want to send it to the right again. That is going to open up the door, and you and Mui can push further on. So make your way in. Throw this switch, and you're going to reunite with a bro. So he's going to come back, and he's going to give you a quick hug. You'll bag yourself an achievement for getting reunited, but this is your first opportunity in this area to also pet him. The pet in the cutscene does not count, so pet him on your own accord. Now we want to move on over into the next room, so head over to the right, and we're going to have to deal with some more cameras again. But this time, because we've moved back, it's going to make things so easy. Right, this is a classic case of the duck and cover approach. So when the camera goes over that box, this left camera, you want to go underneath and hide down there with Mui. When it goes back, what you will need to do is send Mui, when it goes back, you want to zap the camera, and then yourself and Mui want to go over to the box on the right, zap that, and it is going to open the door. So zap the left box to turn off the camera, zap the right box to turn on to open the door. You're going to be outside, there's going to be a bit of a short cutscene. and we get to parkour our way to safety. So run and jump off to the right, and we want to run away. So slide, jump down to the next ledge, give it a second, and the other boats, flying things are going to come up, and you want to keep running along. So we're just going to keep jumping from boat to boat. So when this happens, you might want to just have to pause. You do have a little bit of time if you need to pause to make a jump a bit more safer and wait for it to get closer. So here you want to run to the left, and you want to jump down to the right. This is a bit of a section as well. You want to slow down a little bit because this boat takes longer to arrive, and you want to keep flying, keep running to the right with the rest of them. And eventually Grand Pops is going to show up, and he is going to get you out of there.
Ti avveno Racquel?
No,
Mana. Ona ero ni te mapa ti sorti. I te veno.
Lana. Mahilo talavi. Orali.
Era. Nueti.
Lana. Dia anua i teatero. Meno.
Meno. Ero Maraquen.
Oh. Tu maracora. Meno. Meno.
Now, so we have a new objective. We've got to find the sacred deer. He's going to give us the last ingredient. But before we do that, because this is a brand new area, quickly give Miri a pet. Once you've done that, we want to start running to the right as always. So as we come up on our first body of water, we're going to encounter a bit of a threat. This is the bee. So the bees are going to be flying around, and they actually explode everywhere. So you'll see them in the hive just above. They're very slow, so you just run as quickly as you can, and they should miss. Just don't jump towards them because that's when they get more accurate for some reason. But get out of the water, unlike I can't, and then you want to run to the right and just keep pushing on. So that's going to go down and explode. Slide under the gap and you should be safe. Continue on to the right. And you'll find yourself on this big mossy boulder. Now this is actually a living creature underneath. For those of you who've played the first game, you'll remember this. So have Mui stand nearby. He'll act as bait. The creature wants to eat him, so don't let it actually get Mui get caught. But he will lead Mui to the lead it to the edge. Have it then jump on top of Mui, and Lana can make that gap and jump back to the edge and keep on going further to the right. The next pool of water, fall on in, and down below you're going to find a log you can dislodge. You want to do that, and then we're going to go take Marie from left to right. This side you're going to find a new creature that you can zap. Now this creature is going to give you a bug. That bug, when you dunk it in water and hold down A, it's going to absorb all the water, well, the water in the pond. Let go of A to retain it, otherwise you're just going to pour it everywhere. Fly on up to the yellow plant, and then you want to drench that plant, and it's going to cause another plant to grow somewhere else. Do the same for all the plants in the area. Refill for the water along the way, and just quickly make sure that everything is watered and all stems grow up nicely. Now if you fly up after you get to some more water and you've done the first 2 flowers at the bottom, make your way, there is another flower at the top, give that a sprinkling, and there is another flower next to that one. So just do those final 2 flowers and you should have a pathway to the top. Revert back to Lana, and as you can see, you'll open up the pathway. Drag Mui across to the other side, and you want to use those vines to make your way to the top of the area.
Olay.
Next collectible, that should be relatively straightforward. So we're going to make our way up and to the right, and we're going to bump into another one of those beehives. So push on through, keep making your way to the right, and you're going to find the beehive just hanging about up here. So when it's clear, run to the far side. So run on out, jump on over, and then slide underneath. You then need to start climbing up. So go up a few steps, and then you'll need to send Mui to the wire that is in the top left-hand corner over there. So get yourself into cover, send Mui up, and have him bite that wire. Once that is swinging, make your way out, run and jump to the rope, and just time it safely so you don't get taken out by an angry bee. So swing and then jump to the top. Now once you reach Mui here, normally you would go right on this path. You actually want to jump to the left instead, and you are going to find your next hologram collectible. Now you have this, we want to start running to the right. So wait for the pop to go off, run to the right of the screen until you find a body of water. Once you're here, drop on down into the water, and we want to swim down to the left-hand side. So make your way to the left, we're going to find one of those lily pads for Mui. Cut that off, and we want to take that back up into the top area.
Olay.
Once we're back at the top, we want to swim to the right. We're going to bring the Mui down. You want to pop the little wires just on the side again, like you did previously. Swim around and swim up, exit the water, and continue on your right.
Olai, Mui.
This section you want to run through that pile. It's going to trigger a lever and the box is going to drop down. Climb on top, and we've got one of those situations. We've got another one of those hidden monsters in a rock. So send Mui up, and he is going to bait the creature to the far right hand side. And as you can see, the block you're stood on is on a pulley system. That is going to lift you up. Now, remember though, you can't leave Mui with the creature for too long. So once you're up, climb up onto the edge here, get on top of the blocks, and then for some reason the creature doesn't eat Mui for me here. I thought he would have been gone by now. Send the box to the left, and then you want to jump up to the left and then to the right and follow the path onwards again. Bring Mui with you, otherwise he'll become a snack. Okay, for our next puzzle, cross over the water, and we're going to get caught in a trap, but this is for the sake of progression because the trap is well hidden. We need the branches to fall off, make everything visible. Now, we're going to need Mui to get that little bug thing rolling again. So we're going to need it to empty out the water. So give it a zap, take control, and send the bug down to the water you just jumped over. And we are going to use that to create some kind of weighting system. So draw up as much water as you can. And we need to get these little spinny things to the right flags. So for this one on the right, pour the water on the right hand side till it reaches the top. And then when it's next to the flag, you can stop. Then you want to do the same for the one that is on the left. You want it to go down this time, so you want to pour water on the left hand side. And once you've got that done correctly, that is going to cause the cage to rise up. And once you've done that, bring Lana out of the cage, and then have Mui zap another bug, and then get that bug caught in the cage. So bring it on down, trip it, and then that's going to make a pathway for Lana to go up. Head on up, and then head to the right.
Olai.
Is eventually you're going to bump into a deer, chase that deer off for good, and then you're going to find some long grass just ahead of you. So what you'll need to do is continue on, slide under the logs, so hide into the grass, and we're going to need to do kind of a sneaky peekaboo style situation. Get close to the deer, but you're going to find that it's going to run away anyway.
Veno, Mui.
We're going to help out a gentleman by the name of Orin. So have Mui jump on top of the robot, give it a little zap, and let's deal with that robot so it stops hassling him and you make a new friend. So zap it and then hack it.
Ti hai l'anno Flatame de nuevindi meno olai.
Tatan. Ona Orin.
Lana.
Tumara venu Lana. Dirolo laioni pomana.
Meno. Tata ne orin.
Okay, and that's going to kickstart us into a new segment. We're going to go across to the village that is in the center of the forest. So keep following your friend for a little bit. I think it kind of releases here. But once you get to his village, you should pet Mui because that is a new area in the game. So once you get in, you can do it earlier, I believe, if you need. And remember, if you miss any of these, just chapter select back and go to the area because Mui is with you most of the time through the game. Give him a quick pet and then keep following Orin through the village.
Orin. Ite veno lokuman.
Lukuman. Ramai.
Ite atiro dello talavi. Lo anua.
Meno. Olai Orin. Iroveno.
So after all that running and talking, we'll eventually get to this thing with a wagon with water and wheels. Put that underneath the little waterfall there, and then you're going to put the water onto the plant. That's going to cause it to grow, and that gives you a mechanism to get up. Just so you've got a bit of extra leverage, put the wagon in the middle. So use the plant to climb up, jump to the box, then jump to the ledge above. And then just keep following Orin for a bit longer. So jump on up,
Iroveno.
follow that pathway. I fall down here, you actually need to go up, but just follow Orin as long as you can.
Meno Lana. Orin pamalame.
Tata ne orin.
That we need to do a ritual, and to do that we need to figure out the song that is required to tame the deer. So what we need to do is head on, and we're going to go straight across to the right, and eventually you're going to come up to this guy who's guiding the cave, who doesn't appear to be doing much more than that. You're going to make your way down into the cave. Now this cave is actually very, very linear. You just need to follow the path. So keep dropping down when the opportunity comes, or falling down in most scenarios, and make your way through until you find your first ritual stone. I'm not going to rate this because it's a straight line and there's lots of little cutscenes in the middle. So as we're going to come up on our first ritual stone, we are going to need to press some buttons to learn how it works. So when you're here, you want to press Y, A and X, Y, X, and then X. So the idea is you push combinations of the buttons. Sometimes it's simpler, but the prompt at the bottom of the screen tells you which buttons to push, and you can mix them together. But to repeat, it's Y, A and X at the same time, Y, X, X. You'll then continue following the path forward until you meet your next ritual stone. Okay, as we come into this section, we'll be in the next ritual room. So we want to engage with this rock again. You want to press X, A and X at the same time, Y, X, Y. That will open up the door on the right. So it's X, A and X, Y, X, Y. Exit the door on the right and follow the pathway forward more. So now that we know this ritual like stuff, we are going to go out and we're going to play a song for the deer. So as you can see, the answer is actually a combination of the notes that you've previously paid. I'm just going to give you the answer as we go through this. It's exactly the same each time. So we want to climb out of this hole and we're going to go back to where Orin was. For some reason, it's going to bring us out at the entrance. I don't remember there being a ladder down at the entrance, but proceed on forward to the edge of the water. And now that we're here, we are going to need to play some songs. So we're going to press X and Y, A and X, Y, X, X and Y. So that is X and Y at the same time, A and X at the same time, Y, X, X and Y. That should complete the ritual, and it should summon our friend the deer. Okay, now that we have the antler piece, we have everything we need to make the medicine. It is time to go left and go back and see our friends in the village. So follow the path to the left and return.
Racquen!
Ti hai cora.
Veno, Racquen!
Tu maralana, tatane. Lo talavi, narameo. Veno.
Once you've done that, you're going to get an achievement called Medicine for Your Friend. I can't read that. My screen's a little bit too small right now. Just head to the left and we're going to go back to Orin.
Orin! Chiai!
Lana, attiro l'antro ma. Olai orin.
Meno. Olai. Ie. Ie. Mui. Ramai.
Veno, Lana. Ite o imayem, Lana.
Olaj. Olaj mój!
Okay, so now's your next opportunity to pop Mui's ears and give him a scratch again. So, turn around. He should be on the floor somewhere, hanging about. I apologise for the long pause there. Probably reading some notes. So, give the ears a good old scratch. You want to make your way to the right. And you're going to follow Oren for a little while because we are going to go cause some damage in this relatively short area. So as you see, Mui is a wanted criminal for some reason. Push on and you are going to go through this grate just here. So next up, we are going to need to pull this grate off, as mentioned a second ago. Send Mui up over to stand behind the robot, and we're going to give it a quick old zap to take it out of the picture. Once you've done that, we want to sprint to the other side and slide into the gap. Summon Mui along so that he also comes with you. So just run, slide, and you should be grand. Move through into the next section. And we'll need to pull another grate off the wall, and then we're going to deal with some more robots. So now in this section, there is going to be a drone that is flying around. We just want to make sure that we duck under cover when it goes above us. Make your way to the very end past the other building, and we're going to climb up the other side. So once you're on the other side, we want to make our way to the far left, avoiding the robot again. Once you're at the end, we want to send Mui onto the elevator, lift him up, and then we're going to get him on top of the drone. Now, it's a little bit tricky, but you're going to need him to shock the drone, and you're going to need to hack the drone with Lana. So this takes a bit of practice, and timing-wise, I kept getting this wrong. I believe this is my first attempt getting this right. But once you've got them in the right place, zap them, should land on that middle piece, hop on over and hack the thing to pieces. And we're going to use this drone to take out the big drill robot. So we're going to fly to the right. This is where Big Drilly's kind of kicking it. You want to make sure that you just fly past that drill. I don't think it damages you or not, but just fly on underneath it. We want to go up through the gap that is just in the center here. So don't go underneath the leg like I do. You want to go above it and inside. So this is going to require a bit of timing. We need to zap the box as the electricity goes up. So that we can get through the gap safely, and then shoot this thing in the little red orb on the other side. Like I said, zap it. As it comes up, you want to fly on through, and then squeeze through the gap, and you want to shoot the little thing at the bottom by holding down A. Just should take one shot, and then you want to backtrack out of the robot, and we are going to go underneath it. We are on the other side. We want to fly up the left hand side, and we want to zap the box that you'll see along the way. So just up here, give that box a zap, but we're going to do it in time as the drill bit goes down. Watch out for the camera, but then you'll be able to fly up past the top. And then we're going to head over to the right. Watch the side here though, it is electrified, and you need to be careful because it does go all the way up. Right. So as this goes down, fly through the gap, and we're going to come to a camera that is going around itself. So just fly down past it and just keep the timing kind of slow. We then want to zap the box and then fly up and above the camera, and we're going to shoot that little red orb thingy down again. So fire a single shot down, that should take it out. Then staying next to this area, you want to fly in, up, and you want to zap the box on the top. and then fire 3 shots down into the red orb below, and that is going to finish off the drill creature. So as you can imagine, we've upset the community. They're not best pleased with our behavior, so run to the right and get your run on. You want to get out of this area, so just keep going to the right for as long as possible.
Meno! Volai, Lana! Narameo!
Vena tia cora.
Meno! Rua veno Lana, te mafati!
Ma Naorin!
Hulai! Oddio! Pomara!
Rama Naorin!
And we are now back in a new area again. So as we kick this off, I believe you need to make sure that we've petted Mui at this stage. And then we're going to keep going to the right to move forward. Now, this section is not a whole lot to do. It is mainly just walking. So go right and take in the cutscenes as and when they happen. You'll have to do some jumping, but not much more than that.
Omena nua cora timui. Riama et aterali. L'anno. Filani. Meno. Olai! Omena nua cora timui. Pama. Ma fati.
Tatane.
Tie! Nacque! Ero...
So things are starting to kick off, getting a bit more heated, a bit messy with the enemy. So make your way to the right, and again, there's not much more you can do here other than just go to the right. So off you go. So we are gonna shift this box on over to the right hand side, and we are gonna climb up and to the right.
Lana.
Ilo...
Tiai mui.
Ilo... Ona...
No era quen.
Era...
Ero makora. Lana. Ola Eloite, meno? Hm?
Anua!
Lana. Lo talavi.
Ilo... Veno!
Meno kora.
Okay, so we're now back with Mui, and it is another one of his origin story scenarios. So we are once again, responsible for the baby, and we are going to have to look after it. This time around, it's got a temperature, and as you well know, Mui is known for his medical abilities and flashing lights into babies' eyes. So what we need to do is actually take the baby to the clinic nursery area. To do that, hop on the cot, and then you just want to kickstart it by pressing Y, and you will move along quite nicely. Now, once we navigate through this area, we just literally have to keep going to the right, like before, and eventually you'll get more cutscenes. Once you've dropped off at the nursery, you want to keep going to the right, and we then will have a cutscene where more of the origin story evolves. So move Mui to the right. Baby is now in safe hands, but just keep on rolling.
Että? Hana? Meno, olai. Että on aerea.
Riama capitare.
Ancora. Imana. Noi? Die. Ramane adonai. Imaki.
And so we are now back in the main part of the game, and we are just going to move Mui to the right until you find Lana.
Pamalopomana. Meno? Olai! Mui? Eruma mui. Dia ireo pamaorino. Atirotia mui. Orali? Meno. Tilai mui. Mui? Meno. Olai.
Okay, so we are now rolling into chapter 7 and we are in the wasteland. So once Lana is up and functional, we are going to go after the bad guys. So to do that, we first of all need to pet Mui. So once you've gained control of Lana, give Mui a quick scratch behind the ears. And once you've done that scratching, we are going to go to our favorite direction, which is right. Okay, as you come into this section, you're going to bump into your first drone for this area. Take this down with a hack. Just make sure you do it in an area that's above the water, because the water can trash things here. Once you've done that, tap into the machine, take control of it, and we are going to do some flying around and moving bits. First of all, go across to this area and you'll see this block. Pull it up and over. It has got the climbing wall on it that we need to get to the next area. So bring it across with the magnet, drop it down, and then the next part that we want to do is you want to lift this ledge up as high as you can, and that is going to act as a pathway for Lana. So bring it up as high as it will go. Once you've let go of it, switch to Lana and run and jump across to the other side. Now, apologies for the weird cut here. It is because I did actually just generally run off the edge into the water. But you will need to bring the drone over. If you jump into the water, the game automatically brings the drone over. So press that bumper and you'll take control of the drone. Bring it to this side and you'll want to drive it on top of this next ledge. Again, bring it across and it's going to open up the doorway for you. Then continue on right with the drone a little bit further. Once Lana is by the door, use the drone to come across and it's going to pick up this doorway for us. That is going to act as a way to get through, and we're going to be dishing the drone from this point onwards. So once you've pulled that up, switch back to Lana quickly, run on through, and we're going to go after our next collectible. So we're going to be rightly underneath this machine, have Mui kick down the wire and then keep going to the right. This next section, don't climb up, you want to slide under. So when you slide under, you're going to find your next collectible, and that is putting us at nearly total completion for the game. We should have about 8 at this stage. This is your next hologram. Once you've collected it, head back out and up to where our robot friend is, just at the top here. So to tackle this next effort, we have a robot at the top that we need to give a quick old zap to. So send Mui on up. But we've got a bit of timing here. We need to time as the camera goes to the right. We're going to run up to in the middle, there's a grate. So as the zap goes off, run to the middle as the camera goes right, pull the grate off and squeeze through the gap. You'll then need to get out of sight of the robot and the camera. Now the camera comes back again. You want to quickly just push through so that he can't reach you, and then follow the path further to the right. So the next section offers a bit more of a challenge. We want to send Mui all the way up to the top. We are going to have Mui zap the box that is at the top, but we need to do it in a specific time. As always, like everything else in this game, it is about timing. So make sure Lana is ready to go, and we need to do this tactically. So as the robot goes to the door on the right, as it goes out, we want to zap the camera and run up and jump onto the ledge on the back of the door. That's going to bring you up, and you're going to be able to come back down again. So immediately drop after the robot comes in and run to the right, and then seek cover on the left. Do not call Mui to you like I do there because it will take him out. You want to send him to the box in the top right hand corner. Again, we need to time this, so as the robot goes through the door, zap the box, and we want to pull the grate off, and then we want to run to the right for as far as we possibly can. As we arrive, jump into the water. We need to swim on down because there is a thing we need to bring to the surface. So dislodge this one. That's going to pop all the way up. You then want to move this to the left. And as you kind of come on over, we will see Mui on the side. And we just need to transport him to the right so that that he can go into the pipeway just on the right hand side there. So bring him across. You want to swim on down through the tunnel at the bottom and then come up and surface on the other side. So swim on through, bring your buns up. Okay, there's an air pocket just here which is completely fine to surface in, and then we want to send Mui over to the box where the cameras are. So just send him over. Now that's done, swim on down and then make your way towards the camera. Have Mui zap the box so it turns off the first camera. You'll need to move Mui quickly along to the next box. Do the same thing again, so zap that quickly so that the other camera doesn't catch you. Swim on through and come up out of the other side. Climb on out to the left and then jump up to the right and follow the pathway again. We are out the other side. We are in a new area called the city, and we want to turn around and give Mui a good old pet. Give him a quick scrub, and that is going to set you up for that scrub of the chapter. Keep moving to the right, and we are going to hop across some of these ledges and slide down a bit more. But we're underneath a place called the city, and we need to get to the surface. So drop into the water, bring Mui to the other side, and then climb up through the pipe that you see in the top right just there. When you get to the end, you want to pull off the planks and keep moving. You drop into the water and you want to grab the pipe and bring that across to Mui and then shift Mui to the other side. And you're going to need to slide under the gap just here. Now, the answer to this puzzle is very straightforward. Send Mui up to the button. Have him press that button so that is going to retract the ledge just above you. Sneak on through the gap underneath, so go back the way you came. That is going to cause that to stick out on the other side, and then you've got a way to reach your ladder just above you. Climb on up and push the box down to the floor that you find at the top. Once you've moved that, push the box underneath the stairs, climb on up and go to the right and have Mui follow you. Okay, so time for another water puzzle. So send Mui up to the top and you're going to go and swim to the far right hand side just underneath this little archway here. Send Mui down by the little fishes, have him take one over control. So send Mui down, give him a zap, and we're going to use the fish to block the camera. Now it looks like this in the beginning, it's a very simple path, but it's actually much longer than you think. So actually I lie, it's a very simple path. So as you come around, take the fish up to the camera, use the ink explosion, and that's going to prevent it from seeing. Switch back to Lana, swim around to Mui, and get out the other side. But we're going to have to do another variant of this puzzle. So to solve this version, we need to send Mui again back over to the fish. And then we are going to swim on down with the fish. So take a zap of a fish and take control. Take the fish down to the very bottom and we want to swim, swim, swim. Go through the tiny little gap and then keep on going down. Swim through the tunnels. As you come up to here, we're going to need to block the ink with this, knock this camera offline. Continue through the same path, so as you keep swimming down and around, keep going down and then take a left and you're going to come up against these presses that are going to flatten stuff. Keep squeezing through the gaps. Swim up, jump over from pool to pool. Eventually. Swim on down, left and then go up. As you come into here, you want to block the area out so that you're not got a camera pointing at you. I nearly got shot then. You have to jump from pool to pool. I nearly got shot then as well. So use the ink to hide from the camera and then just jump from one side to the other, and if you can do it in time, take the other jump as well. If not, use the ink to cover your tracks. Once you've done that, swim on down, swim immediately up. And we're going to regroup with Lana just here. And we need to block the camera that is just by Lana. That is going to allow her to proceed through. And we're going to go after our next collectible. So, well, actually, you have to go past these presses first. Just time it. Don't rush it. Because otherwise it'll kill the fish. And you've got to do the whole thing again. But yeah, as you swim up to this section, you're going to bump into Lana. And then we need to move forward. So, as you come up, go to the right. And then block out the camera and swim Lana through the gaps to reach up with Mui. Jump up to the platform on the left and we are going to grab the next hologram. So hop on board. Throw the switch, you need to hold the switch. This lift will go down if you're not holding the switch. So hold on to it, get all the way to the top. Head to the left and slide through the gap and you are going to find the collectible you are looking for. Now for this next section, there's no real puzzle. It is just a matter of climbing, so I'm not going to over-narrate this. So from here, just exit out to the right. Hop onto the little yellow light bulbs, climb up, and then go to the right and climb out of this area. And this is going to bring you up to the top of the city. And you'll eventually get the achievement called Utopia, which is to find the city that they've been building. So climb on out. and then we want to climb to the top. So just follow where the yellow markings are and make your way to the top of the city. So now that you're here, we want to jump over the gap and we're going to go on to the next piece. So jump away. Then you'll climb up the other side to the right. Alright, so we now need to start making our way a little bit further down. This is kind of similar to the area underwater. You're going to get lots of little snippets of backstory through images that are open to your own interpretation, but just keep moving right and jumping down. So now you're going to reach a kind of sewer-like area, which is a bit of, you know you're in the right place because you've got fans and stuff like that. We're going to go after collectible number 9. Okay, so drop down and we want to make our way to the left-hand side of this room, not the right. Just go to the far left. You might have already seen it as you're walking past. Slide into the pipe, and here we are, collectible number 9. Okay, and once you have that one, just go to the right for a while. Okay, so the next part of this is going to involve moving one of these boxes around again. So just drop down to the floor below, and also we're going to want to send Mui up to the top. We want to send him directly above that block just at the top over there. So send him up. Once he's at the top, we want to bring the lift down. So click on the button, and that is going to lower the lift. And then we've now got an option. We can either get Mui to zap the box, or we can pull this lever on the right, and we want that block on the right hand side to come all the way down. Have Mui do his zapping, and then do your hacking. So then take control of the box. So we then want to move the box to the left. We want to send her up, send it to the left, then send it back down again. Send it to the right, and then we want to disconnect from the box after we've sent it to the right, and what we're going to do is we're going to move it slightly up. So send that box on over. When you are having a box on the right hand side, we need to move it up ever so slightly, not all the way to the top, but just high enough so that it's in line with the ledge that Mui is on. So once it's there, you want to stop, and again rehack the box, and we're going to send it over to the left hand side so it's on the same ledge as Mui. Stop doing that, and then we want to move the top box using the same lever above the box that we're moving around. Rehack the box, send it up, disconnect, and then bring it above Mui. And then once that is above Mui, reconnect to the box and send it down onto the pressure pad, and that is going to open the gate on the right hand side. Once that gate is open, you just need to click the button that is just on the left hand side to reset the lifts. That will make it more accessible, and then you and Mui want to move on to the next area. Okay, so once we've reached this drone at the end and you're at a bit of a dead end, we want to get Mui up onto the drone itself. See, this is what I mean, I think he jumps higher than he's supposed to. Zap that drone, and then you want to give it a good old hack and take control. Once you are in control, you want to fly off over to the left hand side a little bit. And we're going to go grab ourselves a lift. So make your way down the pit, go to the bottom, and you want to drag this up as high as you can. And we want that to slide down until it eventually comes down to the bottom, and then you're going to hop onto that lift. So it's going to slowly descend once you let go. Bring Lana over and board on. Once you're back on, bring it to the top. To the right, and bring Mui with you as well, so get him off the drone. And then we want to zap that box that is just there, and we're going to exit through the door on the right hand side. You'll want to keep pushing to the right until you get to a cutscene. And once the cutscene's over, we're essentially going to start tracking the dude in the mask and the angry dude. So for that to work, we need to move off to the right. We want to follow that main path. You'll eventually come up to this bit of a camera. Just wait for it to move out the way, and then you want to drop down. Apologies for the cut there. I did screw this up quite badly. But drop down, move under the ledge. The red light is going to come back over, and then you want to run to the right. And once you're above this edge here, just jump on down, drop to the left, and then keep going down further and further. Once you're at the lowest point, you're going to have a very simple puzzle. Send Mui up to the top and have him zap the box, and that will allow you to move through to the next section. And at this part, you'll then want to send send Mui onto the drone. And when the drone moves down, you zap it and it will fall. But you need to zap it near the box, so don't do what I did. Bring it across to the box. We're not actually in control of this one because we can't hack it. So when it gets down to the box, zap it, and then as Lana you want to run on over and then call Mui back to you. And in this next section, you want Lana to jump to the rope, Mui to the top, so hop on over and have grab onto the edge, give it a zap, and that is going to turn it off and cause it to slide down. As you reach the bottom, you want to jump to the ledge that is below, slide through the gap, and then we want to keep making our way to the right. Once that's happened, run to the right, and we want to watch out because you're going to get chased by a drone at this point in time. At the end, just jump off onto the train and we're going to go through to the next area in the game. So it's going to be a train top run for us. So once you come into this area, there's also a opportunity as well to pet Mui. So this is a new area in the game, so crouch down and give him a good old rub. Then start making your way to the right. Once you're at this section, just pull the boards off, and we're going to have to do a little bit of problem solving. Not too difficult though. Enter the room, and you want to grab the box that is at the end. So have Mui bite the wire first of all. Pull it to the top of the slope, and then you want to jump from the top of the slope to the hanging piece of metal where you see the little yellow kind of hinge hanging down. That's going to open up the area above. Send Mui up to press the button. So jump to the ledge, it's going to bend, send Mui in, hit that button. And as always, keep heading to the right. Now, once we reach this section here, we're going to have to do a bit of wizardry. So grab hold of the switch, and we need to move it as far over as possible. And what we want to do is then send Mui in to click the button. Unfortunately, Lana can't get through that gap at this moment in time without getting hit. So press the button, and that's going to cause the camera to change. We then use the lever again to bring it back and block the camera's view path, and then run to the right hand side and pull the boards off the wall. Let's keep rolling. So again, keep going to the right, our favorite direction. Now for our next puzzle, we need to send Mui up to the top. Have Mui zap the box, but we need to time it so we run as the door is just about to close. So send Mui to the top. Have a bit of patience with this one, because if you run and the door closes quite slowly, you're going to end up in a situation where the robot will catch you. So send Mui up, press the button, and as the door is closing, you want to make a run for it and slide in. And always keep going to the right. Okay, so we have arrived at the secret base, and this is a opportunity to pet our boy Mui. So make sure you get that one in. Okay, so we are closing in on the end. So once you've done your little bit of petting, let's get off of this train. So make your way to the right, and we're going to jump off. And you want to keep going to the right for some fair amount of time, and I'll regroup with you in a bit. Okay, so we've got some puzzles to solve. So we want to kick this one off by sending Mui up the top and placing him above the box. And the goal here is to use the big box to navigate the area. So the hackable box, send Mui up there. Have Mui zap that box and it's going to fall down. And the moment you can, hack that box so that you've got control over it. Okay, so when you're in control, apologies for the cut there, I made a bit of a mistake. We need to send this box up. We need to send it to the left. We need to send it down. And we need to send it to the right. That's going to act as a step up to get to Mui. So move out to the left, hop on up the boxes and go stand by our good old pal Mui. Okay, so we need to do a bit of tactical move. We need to make sure one of the cranes is by this wall in the middle, just on the left hand side. So to do that, move the box up and it will move the cranes if somebody's not there for you. But then once you've got it into the right place, move it to the left. You then want to jump to the box and you're going to use the wall markings to climb up, and then you want to get on the box on the left hand side that's hanging from the crane. That is going to act as our way to get up to the top right hand corner. So make sure you're safe up there. We're going to need to restart the whole system and get the conveyor belt kind of moving again. So we need to tap back into the main box. To do that, we then want to send it down, we want to send it to the right, and then we want to send it up, and that is going to restart the movement of the conveyor belt. Once you've done that, hang off the edge of the box, because there are some security cameras ahead, and have Mui move over to the electrical junction. Have him zap that junction as you come up on the cameras. That is going to turn off the one in the middle here. And then you need to immediately drop down, get to safety, zap that camera, turn it off. And then we're going to start following the conveyor belt to the right hand side. So like before, we need to dodge these giant presses. So make your way through them. And then you want to climb on top of the press that you've just gone underneath to avoid this camera. and then you want to make your way up, go to the right, and we want to go to the right hand side, and we want to drop down, and we want to send the Mui across to the box in the middle, give that a zap, and that's going to turn it on. You want to make your way across to the right, and then you want to send somebody up underneath the box again, and we want to zap that one last time. Move to the right, and when you get to the end of the conveyor belt, you want to jump across the gap. Once you're across, jump back to the left towards Mui, and you're going to make your way down the hole and bring Mui back to you. And this is collectible number 10. That is all holograms in the game now find. You should bag yourself 2 achievements. You should get 1 for finding the 10th hologram, and then 1 for finding them all. Alright, once that's over, we want to take the way back up. So exit out the way we came. We want to jump across to the right, and we're going to head on outside. And things are going to start to get interesting for us. So keep moving to the right. And now we are coming up on the final part of the game, which is our boss. So this boss fight is not particularly tricky, it's just more about timing and not getting shot. So we're going to use a switch here to turn off on the electricity, which is going to be our way to stun the boss. So to kickstart it, you want to duck on under, and what's going to happen, he is going to fly in on the middle, and it is our angry man that we have seen in several cutscenes along the way. Run to the right, and you want to slide under the gap, and the first thing we're going to do is take control of the drone. That is going to be our attack mechanism. And as you can see, our dude is firing out volleys of bombs everywhere. So get Mui up on top of the box that's just here. And as the drone comes back down, you want to jump on top, and we want to give that a quick hack. So jump on, zap it, hack it, and then we are ready to go. Apologies for the cut there. I kept dying a few times on this front. So now we want to run across the left side, and he's going to follow you in the tank. He's got no interest in Mui whatsoever. When you get to the left, flip the switch, and that is going to electrocute the bot. Take control of the drone, fly it over the top, and we're going to see on top he's got this shocking box. So have Mui shock it. That's going to reveal some of his weak points. And you want to give those a quick shot. So one shot, once it turns yellow, it means you're done. Get Mui back to safety because the dynamic of the fight changes a little bit. So park up Mui in a safe space, and the volleys are now a little bit low and a bit more kind of chaotic, but run to the other side, and we are going to slide back under. So now that we're on this side, he's going to retreat as opposed to follow us this time. He's going to shift to the left. Not sure why, it's not exactly like you're going to punch down this thing, but when he's on the left, you want to run back again, and you quickly want to run over and pull the switch so that it stuns him one more time. Once that's happened, have Mui take control of the drone again, making sure Lana's in a safe place. Same as before, fly over the top. You want to zap him, and then you want to take out the little things that pop out. This should destroy them this time. And once you've done that, that is the boss over and done with. So at this point in time, this is now officially the end of the game. There is a very long cutscene. So I'm just going to let you play this out to the end now. So once you get to the very end of the game, you'll pop the remaining achievements. I've been Jessica from the Achievement Squad. If you find this guide useful, drop us a like, subscribe, and a comment maybe as well. And happy hunting.
Meno. Meno.
Tie, ima, ramane.
Lorakue! Tie!
Savavi Adonai. Ora. Olarona. Orali. Dia. Imati.
Dia ata, orali.
Meno Adnare. Imati.
Ata.
Meno mui. Olai.
Omena nueite.
Meno. Tenue.
Ero mata. Minuti a Irolo.
Ti.
Ata.
Amora.
Tia.
Ero Mahadanari. Onadirolo.
Cari. Te. Imake.
Meno. Moi. Olaiti. Amora.